Hello, everyone, and welcome to our live Q&A session, all about postgraduate degrees in the field of education. I'm Joanna. I'm a senior lecturer and the Director of Learning and Teaching from the School of Education here at the University of Glasgow. And I'm delighted to welcome you to this live session. I'm joined here by our current students from the School of Education who will talk to you about their experience on the programs in the University of Glasgow, and they'll be here to answer your questions as well. If there's anything you want to ask the panel, please put the question in a comment and we'll be able to answer it in the live chat. Any relevant links will also be posted here, and the recording will be then shared and stored online for you to view later. And now it's time to meet our panel. Hello.
Hi.
Good to see you. Kowei and Catherine, our first question really is for you to introduce yourselves. Can you please tell us your name, the program that you're studying, and the country that you're from?
Okay. Kowei, do you want to start?
Okay, sure. So hi everyone. My name is Kowei, and I'm from China. I am currently doing my psychological study master degree, MSc, in University of Glasgow School of Education. And I was a law student before, but I changed into psychology.
It's fabulous. What a wonderful transformation, wonderful journey. I'm sure there'll be lots of questions about that transition later. Thank you, Kowei. Catherine.
Yeah, I actually transitioned as well, so this will be good to help with answering questions. So I'm Catherine. I'm originally from California in the States. I've been in Scotland for 7 years. I did my undergraduate at St. Andrews, and I did that in English literature and comparative literature. But I got really involved with student representation and student politics, and I realized that while I love to write, I could use that writing to help people. So I switched over to then pursuing my MSc in educational studies so I can pursue and support higher education policy reform, hopefully with equity more so and with widening participation. And that's what I'm doing here today.
Fabulous. And you can see already that education really is a window to diverse opportunities and diverse careers as well. So I'm sure we'll hear more about those options today. Kowei and Catherine, I mean, I'm sure loads of our applicants are very curious to hear, why did you choose to study at Glasgow? Can you tell us what motivated you to come here in the first place?
Yeah, sure. So, because I've been know that a long time ago that I want to shift into psychology. So only UK, mostly UK provide those the so-called conversion program that allows student who doesn't have a psychology degree to do a psychology master. And I happens to have a sister. She used to study in University of Glasgow, also in the same program I'm doing. And she told me that I think compared to other universities, Glasgow Uni have been running this program for many years, and they have a lot of experience running this program, and they have more like a formal student that I can connect with. So she recommended me to come here, and that's the reason.
Great. And I think that already highlights something that you can also see on the top window, the Team UG. Once you are a member of our community, you're connected with us forever. And we've got a very vibrant alumni association and network who are always here to happy to answer any questions from applicants and to really be representatives of our university as well. So it's really lovely to hear that it's those personal connections that that convince you to come here. Thank you. And Catherine, what about you moving from St. Andrews to Glasgow?
I would say while most people go, oh, the University of St. Andrews is rather prestigious, and yes, it is. I feel like after spending 4 years there too, obviously the town just size-wise is quite small, and they didn't offer a large range of education programs. There's maybe one or two somewhere like in global education. So I realized that I wanted to look definitely in the UK, love to stay here. And then I found the University of Glasgow. And what I liked about it more than some of the other universities I looked at it was the wide range and variety of programs in the School of Education. Obviously, like great ranking too. Obviously, that comes into play. But more than anything, I like the idea of being in a larger city. And what I found too is that most people, when they're just speaking about Glasgow, we're talking about everyone is so friendly here, regardless of just in the university, but in the city itself. So combined with the idea that I had some options to explore, some really great staff members as well, and knowing that a few of my friends too from St Andrews moving to Glasgow, it felt like a good space to get started in as well. And obviously I love music as well. This is more of a side note about the city, and being able to have access to like tons of fun gigs and be in this type of like vibrant city was definitely a great opportunity. So that's why I'm here.
Thank you, Catherine. I think that really sums up what Glasgow offers, and it's the best quality learning and teaching, but also a real student experience with fun, lots of extracurricular activities, and just the vibe and atmosphere in the city that is magical. We are so lucky we have a very vibrant community on the chat today. So we already have a few questions. So I wanted to explore your programs next. So we can kind of start with building in some of these questions. So Kowai, there's a question for you specifically about psychological studies and your timetable. So can you tell us how your timetable looks like, how much teaching there is, and specifically we have a question whether you think you'll be able to fit in any employment, any work alongside your studies.
Yes, of course. So generally, I think it also depends on the time of the year. Like our program starts in September, and so for semester 1, semester 2, we have the teaching weeks that normally we have 5 to 6 class in a week, and normally every day you have like a 1 or 2 hours lecture or lab. But sometimes they are not spread out. Sometimes they could be like it could be like mostly on Monday. So it could be like a busy Monday and a little bit busy Tuesday. But for the rest of the week, that you have more time to do independent study or your own work. But after the teaching week finished, that you just focus on your dissertation, and during that time you have we don't have any class going on, and you can manage your things.
Yeah, fabulous. So it can be quite intense during term time, but students many students in fact do keep their employment in the conversion program. Quite often, they will work along. They might kind of keep their job before they join the uni, just reduce the hours, but they are certainly able to manage that. And obviously, when the teaching finishes over the summer, there's a little bit more space as well. But it's an intense program, isn't it?
It is very intense.
Great, thank you. There is also a question for Catherine, specifically about changing or moving disciplines from humanities to education, and the questions around research methods support. The candidate here is potentially interested about PhD progression later on, and I can give you a little bit more details of how we support our progression from master students to PhD. But Catherine, specifically, have you found that shift, moving subjects and moving disciplines, challenging, and especially, what support you offered in research methods training?
Yeah, I think that's a great question too, because that's something that I definitely encountered in my first couple months coming into the degree. I would say that luckily a background in English literature, I think actually does support the research methodology in terms of when you're studying a text, it's in a similar way if you're studying a policy. You need to understand the context, the influences, and also the after impact as well, like taking Wuthering Heights, right? And you're looking into what influenced the Bronte sisters and what inspired afterwards as well. So I've kind of applied that to policy work. And luckily, the idea of diving in deep does apply. I would say what's interesting more so or different is that you do have to expand quite beyond in terms of your methodology. Of course, you're using different citation services as well. Like I think usually in humanities, more Chicago or Harvard, and for social sciences, it's more APA. But from there, this idea of being able to pay attention to detail and to have a wide breadth of knowledge into a subject too really does help you. I would say more than anything too, beyond looking into what's where sometimes in humanities, you're looking into more, I guess, like professional texts, if that makes sense, right? Like, oh, everyone knows this author. you can explore a wide variety of sources too, even ranging from video interviews as well. So I would say if you're used to studying in that type of way of into diving in, looking for detail, and then being able to expand upon a subject, then you'll honestly have no problems, I think. It's just going to be shifting mindset slightly. But definitely Joanna could help more with the PhD conversion since I'm not on that road just yet.
Absolutely. And we do in Glasgow have a really strong conversion from master students to PhD. And in fact, we have quite a unique opportunity where students can sort of declare if they would want to pursue an academic track or kind of more professional track, and they can complete that through the dissertation. Where from this year, we offer those 2 tracks on dissertations to all of our master students, where they can engage with an academic dissertation, kind of typical research project that is independent, or they can pursue more professional, what we call challenge-based dissertation, where they work in partnership with an organization and do a collaborative kind of policy piece or implementation of recommendations to really boost those employability opportunities as well and provide the opportunity to engage with real world employers. So every year we run conversion sessions for students who are interested in pursuing a PhD. In terms of the application process support, we help in finding potential supervisors, and we do offer a strong research method background to everyone who is pursuing or aiming to pursue PhD. Once you start a PhD with us, you will be offered additional research methods training in social sciences as well. So we make sure that you have that strong basis and strong background to pursue independent research as well.
Yeah, and just to add to, it also depends as well when you're saying a general research PhD in education and kind of what avenue you're pursuing. For example, in educational studies, I found as the term has gone on, then it's far more theoretical or theory-based. So taking into a policy and reading into context, but I should have added as well, understanding what theories or political theories have motivated the sections or the work within the policy too, or the reactions against. So having that really firm grasp on multiple theoretical kind of positions is really important. Or if you're pursuing more so in terms of policy development and everything too, you might want to have some more background in statistics as well. That's something that can be developed over time as well. But that would definitely influence how you're then handling your methodology.
Absolutely. Yeah. And, the application usually opens around January, well, start of term, but January is our busy time. And the absolute deadline for applications for PhD is in May or end of May. So there is plenty of time during your term as a master's student to engage in that process and find suitable supervisors and so on. And then we are here to support you in the proposal and drafting the proposal and thinking about your PhD career as well. Plenty of questions ahead of us, so I'm really excited about the vibe today. There has been some questions about the new program in AI education. We are very excited to launch this program in September. It is a unique program that really touches on the educational lens in implementing AI technology and broader field of education, whether it's at the policy level, whether it's at the implementation level, whether it's at the kind of leadership level, how to support organizations, formal and informal education settings in implementing and using AI to its most capacity, ethically, responsibly, and efficiently in educational context. So you will be completing some of the core education courses that really offer this foundation education policy and practice, and then specific AI-related courses in education and AI, whether it's ethics, whether it's creativity, whether it's issues with IP, whether it's issues in design, the curriculum, how can AI really help and supplement, or what are the challenges that lie ahead in implementing AI in curriculum and design. So really exciting program, which really draws from expertise in the school and provides those new avenues and opportunities to engage with not just typical ed tech settings, but really around policy and around leadership, around implementation aspects of AI in education. So yeah, very excited to launch this program and happy to send more information. And Mark Peart, who is a program lead, you will be able to find his contact details on the university web pages for that program. He is absolutely happy to jump in on the call with any potential applicants and have a one-to-one chat about the program. So please do reach out to him. He will be delighted to hear from you. Okay, we have a few more questions around the programs, but I wanted to hear first about the highlights of the programs that you're on. So what is the best thing about the program that you're, and your favorite thing about your program so far?
And so about the program, for me, is the dissertation, because I'm really into doing research in the field of psychology, and the dissertation of our program gives me the opportunity that to do primary study, which I need to conduct the study mainly by myself, also working with my supervisor. But so like before, I can only read papers and see how other people do study, but this time that dissertation gave me a chance to do a hands-on give me a hands-on experience that I also can create something new that I can add something new to the academic body, to the literature body, and that feels amazing. And that's my favorite part of it.
I'm so glad to hear that. It's really, dissertation gives you this autonomy and ownership of your project, and that's where our students really flourish. And very often they this is where they actually can implement everything they've learned so far into creating something that's their own. So it's really wonderful to hear. Thank you. How about you, Catherine?
Well, I'd say it's a tie between I've really liked meeting some of my cohort. Like a lot of people in my cohort are from China as well, so it's been really interesting to like hear about their educational experience. It's so different from mine. And then I've got a few friends who we always end up studying together and working together. They're from like Kuwait, South Africa. So it's been really nice to have I feel like, I don't know, kind of core group to always study with. I think I was worried about going into a master's program and feeling a little bit lonely, because in my undergrad, when you spend so much time in a small community, you really build really deep bonds. So to have us kind of split up and then heading into this was a lot new, a new experience. I'd say as well the staff members, like one of my favorites, Dr. Sadia Ali in the program. If you ever have her, she does a lot of work in like women's education, EDI education, a lot with like race and racism, and she's absolutely brilliant. And there's staff members like her who, if you have questions or you're curious about more support or you just want to research a new idea, who are like, that's amazing, let's talk about it. And I know that so many staff members have so much work to do. So it feels like almost luxurious in a way to have a staff member who is ready to work with you, who wants to take that time with you. So I'd say those are a couple of maybe more the people than I'd say for the program.
Thank you. And I think we're very proud of our staff and our community and all of the programs. People really give 100% to their teaching, and their passion for research and teaching really is evident in how they engage with students. So thank you. Thank you for that. There's a question around any experiential learning opportunities or opportunities to engage with placements or internship throughout your studies. So what opportunities they were to really try and boost your employability throughout your studies? Can you tell us a little bit?
Yeah, I can take this one if you like. So there are a lot of internship opportunities. Specifically, there's a larger scheme of UofG funded learning internships. Those are quite competitive. So it ends up being that in the School of Education, I think for this year, there's maybe 5 of them, 10, a smaller amount. I was lucky enough to participate in one, and then I got to work with the School of Education student experience team. So whenever you see fun activities hosted in the common room, or like, oh, come and have pancakes or come and meet some people, then that's the student experience team working to support students. So I got to be the community engagement and inclusion intern to work on widening participation, policy, and support. And that was such an incredible opportunity. So it really supported onto more of my career track of where I'd like to work in university. And that was about 6 months from November until the end of April. So that's just wrapped up. I would say as well, in terms of placement, maybe Kuwait could answer this more in terms, because educational studies is definitely more theory-based versus teaching placements. I know that the community development program has a lot more teaching placements or school placements as well. And of course, if you're working with societies too, then there's the School of Education the student society as well that could offer support or volunteer opportunities where you're still getting transferable skills. But that's what I'd say in terms, there are those opportunities. It might just be that you definitely will have to apply a couple times in order to get one. I know definitely I had to. So
Great, thank you. And yes, there are programs that have built-in placements and internships, but those programs who don't have that formalized, there are plenty of opportunities to engage with those through kind of extracurricular activity. And we do have a student hub that offers all these internships and any employment on campus as well. Thank you. The questions in the chat around scholarships. There is a number of scholarships available on our postgraduate programs. These are central scholarships offered by the university. So any outcomes or any queries about outcomes, I would direct students to contact the scholarship team. And yeah, you can see the details of that link below in the chat as well. But they will be able to update you on outcomes of any scholarships or when those outcomes are due to be shared. Thank you. There are some questions and some comments around societies, and Catherine, you mentioned that student experience teams who are really working very hard to make sure students do feel as part of the community. Can you tell us about how you enjoyed your social life here in Glasgow? Have you engaged in any specific societies or clubs here at the university?
Yeah, definitely in terms of casual participation, going to any of the student experience events are a great way to meet new people, to chat with classmates, to even find new friends, I would say. And definitely the student experience team, beyond kind of hosting these events and getting people to, mingle with each other and offering lots of free food. They also offer direct, support within the university. So if you're having troubles or you're curious about a new program or anything, you can always direct questions there, and they're very hands-on as well. So that's Maria Sid Castilla, Stuart Rennie, Gabrielle Gorman. If you see their names, absolutely brilliant people who are always there to help you. In terms of student societies, I ended up getting more involved with the Mature Student Association because you just have to be over 21 to join SCORE. And I really loved being in that community just because it's only a £15 membership fee for the year, and they have their own study space, like their own little study hall. So there's a kitchen, there's a computer room, and I found when the library was very full up with undergraduate students, I could always go there. And they hosted balls, little get-togethers, holiday parties. I had Thanksgiving there, which I haven't celebrated in a long time. And it felt nice to, found people who kind of get it of working alongside your studies or who are maybe a little bit older well in their program. It was just a really nice way to meet new people, I think. And a couple of my friends who are in different programs from educational studies, we were all in that together too. So it's just a nice space to go to. I'd really recommend joining them if you're over 21. Definitely worth it.
Thank you. Thank you. To go away, I think you need to move your location, but if you're with us, I wonder if you can tell us a little bit about how have you settled in Glasgow and kind of what helped you to build that community and enjoy kind of your social life as well as your academic life.
Yeah, I would say my settling was quite smooth because Glasgow University and also this city is a quite diverse environment, which means that no matter where you're from, that you can always find people with the same background as you. And at the beginning, that I think it's pretty important that you can support each other. And also, on the top of that, there are also many other social activities. I joined the Walking Society of Glasgow University, which is mostly hiking, because they will arrange a lot of activities, hiking activities, and also camping in Scotland, some in Highlands, some just near cities like Stirling or Edinburgh. Then also I joined the table tennis clubs. There are also a range of sports activities that you can join. And you'll always meet great people there, and they're always like pretty open and happy to build connection with you. And I feel like the social life here is endless, that you can always find people and a lot of things are going on. There's so many concerts that I feel like Glasgow will never make you feel bored.
Oh, that's great. Thank you. And I think it's important to note that all the clubs, all the societies, all the community activities are open to all undergraduate, master's, and PhD students. So, wherever, you're working on your dissertation, you feel quite lonely, or if you're doing your PhD, it can be quite a lonely process. We're absolutely here to support you and make you feel like you're part of something bigger, part of one big family. So all these activities, support is available to all of our students as well, international, home, master's, PhD. So we're here to help. A few more questions around how your program kind of support you in employability, and maybe specific support around dissertation. That's where you maybe can kind of demonstrate your kind of skills that you've learned. So I wonder if you can tell us a little bit about what support you get from your supervisors in your dissertation, and how do you feel that prepares you for your future career? Koei, would you like to start?
Yeah,
sure.
Thank you so much.
Yes. So in terms of dissertation, that I'm working with my supervisor, that we have a weekly meeting, and I just feel like pretty lucky that we have a supervisor that helping us, guiding us all the way through initially generating ideas to ethic approval and to data collection and writing up the reports. And I would say they're quite expertise in this field. That's they can answer our question, like they would know what we'll be struggling with, and they know the way how to solve the problem, and they're quite patient. And I just feel it's a wonderful experience that working with them.
Yeah, and please don't worry about dissertation. Your supervisor will be expert in the field, and they'll be working with you along the whole process. So you can see that it is where students shine, and it's a wonderful experience.
Yeah, and I know there's some
minutes left. You guys have been wonderful. Sorry, Catherine, for cutting you out, but we've got kind of one specific thing I really wanted to hear from you, and I'm sure our listeners are also very curious about life in Glasgow, kind of more generally. So can you tell us, what is it like being a student in a city like Glasgow?
I can take this one. I can start off. Like Kuei said too, you'll never be bored. I would say if you're coming from a smaller town, like I grew up in a very small town, and then I came to St. Andrews, which was also a small town, and then now to Glasgow. So it can feel sometimes overwhelming being in a big city. But I remember my first week here, I was sat on the subway trying to make sure I got off at the right stop, which, to be fair, you can't really go the wrong way on the subway. You just might end up spending some more time there. And there was a girl on there with a happy birthday sash, and the whole subway car just ended up singing happy birthday to her. So it's the type of thing where maybe Glasgow in the past has had a reputation. I used to get comments like, "Oh, you're going to get stabbed." And I was like, haha, that's great. Thank you. And it's truly, like we say it around, Glasgow is one of the friendliest cities you'll ever be in. And I like that there's options, like Kuei is saying, there's tons of, if you like outdoors, there's the Kelvin Grove Park right by the university, or go to the south side and go to like Queen's Park. Take a quick day trip out to Loch Lomond. If you like music scene, you're in luck. There's small venues. There's the Barrel End Ballroom. There's the O2. There's the Hydro. Like every possibility of what you like. If you want art scene, there's tons of cute cafes nearby. They host live student sessions too. There's always a student discount, thank goodness, at a lot of places. And there's obviously Strathclyde University as well, and University of Western Highlands as well nearby. If you love a charity shop, you're in luck. I just think that too, you'll always find a friendly face, and there's always something to do. So I've been able to go out and about quite a lot, and I'm living just on the south side too. Really easy commute into the city. So if you're worried too about living a bit further away from the city center, there's always transport in, a train, a bus. So you'll be all right too. Because I know, especially living in the West End, could be a little bit more expensive. But point being that, yeah, you'll never be bored, and you will find your people too.
That's wonderful. Thank you. And Kuei, would you have one advice for anyone who's thinking about joining us in September, or who is joining us in September, about what would you recommend to do before you come in, when you come into Glasgow?
Oh yeah, so From my perspective, because I'm from another educational system, and the advice I want to give is, if you are not from a Western educational system, that I would suggest it would be better if you can enhance your independent study skills and also critical thinking. That because after you get here, there's a lot of time for you to do independent work, and it takes time to develop the skill. And I think it would be better if you can prepare that beforehand coming here.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So yeah, be prepared that we will challenge you. We're here to challenge you. We're here to get the best out of you, but we're absolutely sure that you're in the right place to flourish, to grow, to develop. And sometimes, things that are the hardest are the ones that, really benefit us most. So we're here to really accompany on that journey of development. Thank you so much. To our students, Kowei and Catherine. It was so wonderful hearing about your experience here in Glasgow. And that brings us to the end of our Q&A session. I wish we had more time. It's been a wonderful audience as well. So thank you for all your questions and comments. I hope you found it useful. This and other recordings from today will be made available here on our website in the next few days. So please tune in if you want to watch anything back. There are lots of other sessions available happening today. So please also check the full schedule of what's waiting for you. And thank you again so much for joining us today. And I really hope to welcome you to Glasgow in September. Have a good day. Thank you. Bye.